Hi, my name's Antonio.
Hi, my name's Christiana. We love Play 107!
This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
So you may have heard the World Juniors started up yesterday, but there's also another tournament happening.
Yeah, and it's not getting enough coverage, in my opinion.
The All Seniors Games, it's called, and it looks very intense. It happens at seniors' homes all over the country and runs from the 8th to the 12th, so right in the middle of it. Mm-hmm. Every day has different events that residents will compete in, and then they keep track of it countrywide to see who's, winning most points or best times, things like that. One of the big contests that happened on day one was the walking contest.
Yes, of course.
So shout out to anybody that competed in that. I kind of feel like that's a little bit mean to those that couldn't.
Yeah.
Like maybe they should start with ladder ball, where most can play. Whereas
bowling. Wii bowling,
yeah.
Could be,
that's a big one.
That's a big one. That was yesterday's.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think they award medals every day. Tomorrow it's camp day, so they'll have their sand and beanbag toss. And they'll also do some Zumba. There's actually going to be a sing-along with a local entertainer, and then they watch a romantic movie. This sounds so fun. I want to be a part of the seniors' games. And they couldn't do it last year due to COVID. So everyone's so excited to be back.
Jacked up.
But probably rusty. At that year off, when you're a professional athlete, even in a senior's home, it's tough.
Well, yeah, when you're firing on all cylinders like that, and then to, have to just put it on pause.
I can only imagine what you will be like when you're at that age in a senior's home, just because I know you're so competitive to the point where it's almost painful to play games with you. You're going to be the person in the senior's home that everybody doesn't want to play with.
Well, I'll be the only person bringing home the hardware, though.
The last day, they have a Jeopardy challenge.
I just crush.
You would cheat. You would be the guy that watches the episode a couple days before, memorizes the script.
I need your help to let me know if I'm a good dad or bad dad in this specific situation.
Okay. I think you're a great dad, first of all.
Thank
but I also don't know what you got up to recently that's making you feel like a bad parent.
I think sometimes our kids will pick up hobbies that maybe are a little bit annoying. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, if your kid gets really into the ukulele and you're like, okay, we get it. But you want to embrace them at the same time, right? So my daughter has recently decided that photography is something that she's very passionate about. I got her a nice Polaroid camera. That's what I think ignited the flame. She's been taking my phone as of late, taking pictures of the sunset. Whenever we're close by, she gets really into it. Like, usually while we're driving.
So a photo off of the Henday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what last night was. But the thing is, she doesn't just take one, right? Like a good photographer, you see a wedding photographer and they'll end up with 10,000 pictures from a wedding day. She took 48 pictures of the sunset on our drive back to her mom's last night. Now, am I a good dad for embracing this, letting her use my phone and keeping the best one? Or am I a bad dad for deleting the 47 worst ones?
Well, I have a feeling she's not going to go back and even look at it.
Okay.
It's like people that take videos of fireworks. They're like, oh, yes, I need to document this so I can look back on it. And then 2 years later, when you're going through all of your photos, you're like, oh, why do I have these firework videos? Delete, 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 delete.
Right.
So I don't think you're a bad parent.
For deleting 47 of 48. And is it okay to just keep the one?
No, I would delete it.
You would even delete that one?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, Ryan wrote in saying you're all right, Ryder. I think a bad dad would delete them in front of her. Okay, so when you originally said, am I a bad dad or a good dad? I thought you were going to list off a bunch of things that you've been doing lately. Like how you encouraged your daughter to sneak in some Sour Patch Kids to a movie last night by taping them inside her hat.
No.
I thought that's what we were going to talk about.
No, we don't bring that up.
Oh, okay. Now everyone chime in on that. Good dad or bad dad?
West Edmonton Mall looking for a name for the recently born sea lion pup on their Facebook page. This thing is cute. So you can go there and suggest a name. If it gets chosen, you win like attraction passes for the year, so you can go and check out all the things that West End has to offer. Pretty awesome concept, hey?
Yeah, just reading through all of the suggestions on Facebook, and there's some really good ones so far. So I think it's actually going to be quite tough for West Edmonton Mall to pick one. How do you pick when there's so many amazing suggestions?
I really hope they don't end up going with like Sea Lion, McFace, Sea Lion. You know, like anytime there's a naming contest, somehow McFace ends up in while you were out of the studio a few minutes ago, I got a call from Eric with some suggestions. Check it out.
I would go with like a rapper name saying Little Otter.
Okay, I like that. Yeah. Or like Lion C, like Cardi B, but Lion C.
But it would be like LYN. CEE.
Little Liar, because he's Sea Lion. Okay. Yeah, we're coming up with some great ideas, Eric. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you too, buddy.
I think I have it, though.
Okay, wait. Matt wrote in saying, just realizing it is a sea lion, but I was thinking they should name that seal Rose. Then you can get a kiss from a rose.
Still could work.
Still could work.
Okay, ready for this? So it's a sea lion. Swimba. You get it? It's like
Simba.
It's a lion of the water. Swimba. Plus, it's like a public figure like Simba was to his other fellow lions.
Do you think that would beat out all of these cute suggestions from parents on Facebook that are saying, my son says cheese.
Yeah.
Name it cheese.
Right. And also, should I feel bad if it does get chosen that I stole these attraction passes from one of those children?
True.
The answer is no, I will not feel bad at all. We are asking you what the craziest thing love ever made you do. Amber says, I took a job I hated and worked 50 hours a week at it so my husband could just keep playing video games and not working. He is my ex-husband now.
Our listener, Stoner Joe, had never been on an airplane before and had a crush on the same girl all throughout high school. She had a boyfriend. After they graduated, they went on a date. She said, I'm actually leaving. I'm going to move to Australia.
For the next year.
And so they had their date. They pretty much fell in love. And she's like, I'm still leaving, though. And he ended up, when she was in Australia for just a couple days, he's like, I'm coming for you. And he saved up his money and he worked his butt off. And he had never been on a plane before. The first plane he had ever been on
was 24 hours.
Was the longest flight.
Yeah.
But now they're married and they have a baby together. And I just think like that's a crazy thing to do for love, especially if you're scared of flying. Most people, their first flight is from here to Calgary.
Right.
Ease themselves in.
Well, my boyfriend, we've been together 10 years now. After about a year of dating, he got accepted to a medical school in the Caribbean, and I supported him, and we decided let's go for it. And we spent 8 years long distance. With only about 4 months total, we saw each other in person over that 8 years. But yeah, it's our 10-year anniversary on the 21st, and I'm so glad we did it. So.
Wow. That's heavy. I thought you were going to say, like, so I did it. I moved to the Caribbean and lived in paradise. But you actually stayed back and worked here while he was going through school, hey?
Yeah, we flew back and forth whenever we could, but it was expensive, and so, yeah, a lot of phone calls.
Thank you for sharing. We appreciate the call.
And happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you.
780-784-7107, our number here in studio. We are live, local, and reachable. You can text that same number as well with the craziest thing you've done for love. Yours isn't as pleasant. Fire away.
My ex cheated on me, and I still had keys to his place. So my friend and I let ourselves in, and I cut the bum out of every pair of his underwear to teach him a lesson.
Which I think would be the most annoying thing ever. So good for you.
I wanted him to think I was crazy, but like I didn't want to get charged with anything. So
right. So you cut the butt out of his underwear. Did he have like pretty strong underwear game? Were they like Saks or Calvin Klein's, or was it all like Fruit of the Loom with gitchy stains in them?
I was pretty much doing him a favor at that point.
Ew. Doing yourself a favor by leaving.
Yeah, for sure.
The Together Again concert series featuring Bare Naked Ladies is coming to town August 21st. We got your tickets. Here's what you need to do to get qualified for them. Hit us up at 780-784-7107 with your parental decision as of late that could go either way. Either it's a good parent move or a bad parent move.
Lucas wrote in, this one's pretty intense. I want your honest opinion, Ryder. Well, my son loves gaming. He has a new Xbox, gaming PC, and 2 VR systems, like the dual monitor setup and everything. I felt bad about him not getting to play with other kids during COVID, so I pimped out his bedroom. Now I can't get him out of his room. He games all the time, from when he wakes up till bedtime. Over the summer, he's 10, but he gets like 10 plus hours of screen time a day. Oof. I feel bad saying no, but it's what he's passionate about. Am I a bad parent for letting him play that long? Ooh.
That's heavy.
That one's tough.
Yeah. I would say that's like questionable parenting that you don't have. It sounds like you don't have rules in place. You need, at 10, I would think, like,
you can't be a pushover. You got to say, hey, you've reached your 4-hour cap over the summer. You got to go outside or you got to do something. I don't know. I'm not a parent.
There's some, like, when I grew up, obviously video games were a big deal, but there was nobody that was like getting into them professionally. Now there are a lot of career opportunities.
I have a friend actually who has created his own video game. It's called Billy Saves the World.
Really?
And he's crushing it.
Awesome.
He created it.
We're going to lean bad parenting for 10 hours of screen time a day.
Doug wrote in saying, my 2 little ones are constantly hungry, so I just fill a bowl of food and leave it on the floor for them to pick at.
That's bad parenting.
They went on to say the 2 littles are my cats.
Oh, that's good.
Then that is good parenting.
Good cat
Keep
parenting.
those cats fed.
Nichelle says, my son is very scared of thunderstorms. So the only way I was able to get him to overcome the fear was to show him the Thunder Buddy song from the movie Ted.
Nice.
Now he laughs at thunderstorms because he thinks it's just God's fart. He's only 3.
Good parenting.
Good parenting. I would say don't let him watch the rest of the movie, though. That movie is pushing it.
That's true. And also, when he gets to a certain age, make sure you say it's not actually God's farts, because that would be embarrassing if he's like in grade 9.
True.
And it's science class.
Or
and he
grade
raises
6
his hand,
even, yeah.
And he's like, that's actually God's farts.
Yeah.
Everyone will be like, no, it isn't.
Good point. And this text from Ken. I'm interested in your opinion on this one, Lisa. My kids are well trained in martial arts. The girls are 10 and 12. When they fight, I just let them find their own pecking order. Winner gets their way. Sometimes it looks like a UFC fight, but I feel like it makes them tough. Am I wrong?
Why are you asking me? Because I had sisters growing up?
Yeah. Imagine the 2 of them just like physically brawling out decisions. I would say if the 12-year-old's constantly beating the 10-year-old, then you need to put a stop to it. But if it's like 50-50.
But also leaning good parent that they have that under their belt.
Yeah, the martial arts.
Yeah.
Let them sort it out. I like that one. 780-784-7107. You think we're going to be leaning toward bad parenting move on this one? Fire away.
My 18-year-old decided that she's going to move out and live with a couple of her friends, and that will make me an empty nester for the first time ever. She's leaving at the middle of this month, and I'm kind of being a little petty, and I said that, well, I'm going to cut off your cell phone bill right on the 17th. I'm not going to pay for anything else while you're gone, and you also need to send me money for cat food and litter each month, because they're your cats and not mine.
Whoa. So this is all just because you don't want to be an empty nester.
I feel so bad, but I'm like, oh, I don't want her to go, right? I'm being the petty, immature one because
Okay.
I don't want anyone to leave me.
Okay, we're going to go with bad parent for this one then.
Told you.
You sure did.
So we're in Indigo looking for a birthday gift for my nephew. And my daughter and I were walking around, and I kept telling my son how he's going to get lost, he's going to break something, he's going to get stolen. And he just kept running away and touching everything. So I just walked away, continued shopping, found the perfect gift. And then we went to a different part of the store, came back, and he was just standing there crying.
I mean, they have the intercom. If he really needed help, somebody would have been calling you, right?
Exactly.
I also think it's dependent on what store you pull this move in. Like, I feel like Indigo is a fairly safe store. If you found your kid with somebody else, they'd probably just be like reading them a story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
Whereas if it
You
was
never
like
know, though.
a Walmart in Fort Mac, I don't know if I'd leave my kid to run around there. I don't know why.
Have you ever been to the Walmart in Fort Mac?
No, it might be very nice.
Yeah, it might be gorgeous.
My daughter and her friend, who are 10 years old, to K-Days this year, and we missed out buying the express passes. So they really wanted to ride the Zipper. It was the only ride they wanted to ride. It was the end of the night. The lineup had to have been, 300 people deep. So we put them into the express line with a $20 bill in their hand and told my daughter to simply let the gentleman know that if you let them on, then he can have a cold one after work. And
it works?
Absolutely it works.
Oh, that's so funny. Teaching your kids to pay off carnies to get to the front of the line. I'm going with good parenting on this one.
Absolutely.
I went to Nashville North before I knew that you could do things like this. I wish my parents would have taught me this move. Nashville North at Calgary Stampede, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band was playing. We waited in line for, I crap you not, over 10 hours.
No, you didn't.
We did. We took turns. Like, we'd go to the casino or somebody would go get food and we'd hold the line for each other, me and a couple friends. But if I would have known I could pay off the bouncer, which I found out later, like for 10 hours, I could have paid him $50 and that's still only $5 an hour.
Well, think of how much money you lost at the casino while waiting for 10 hours.
Exactly. Good point. Good parenting move for sure.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
The Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
Play 107.